All right, Shalom, Shalom, giving all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by Shem Dash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Atazawan Bayal. I'm going to bring a quick follow-up lesson, all right, behind the lesson that I did a couple of days ago concerning this train derailment in Ohio, okay? And we know that there are going to be constant repercussions behind this thing, man. This thing is not over just because the fire is no longer burning, okay? Now, we know that the things that are going on in the earth, particularly at this point, right, through the hands of Esau, Edom. And when we say Esau, Edom now, at this point, we're talking about the elites, okay, those that are controlling all the things that are going on in the earth as far as whether or not they actually use a heart machine, whether they're sabotaging these railroads or whatever the case may be. The Lord is using them on the left-hand side, even though they think or they may be thinking that they're in control, but it's the Lord that's actually using them, okay? Your average Joe Blow factory worker Edomite, he doesn't have any power in his own kingdom, all right? He's just poor raggedy ass bastard like anybody else, okay? He doesn't have any power. But anyway, let's jump into this. I'm not going to be real long, okay? We're going to read an article, get a few scriptures, and that'll be it. Okay, so let's start right here at Job 9:24. That reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is Esau, Edom. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right. You know, so throughout time, the Edomites in their time period to rule have covered the faces of the judges, the Israelites, okay, and painted everything white, okay, so-called white. So anyway, let's get into this this news article real quick, okay? And it's a quote here from one of the guys, I guess, who lives near or resident nearby where this accident happened, this derailment. And it reads, we're afraid to shower, end quote. Fear and anxiety linger in Ohio town reeling from toxic train derailment, despite assurances by government officials that the air and the water are safe. And there's no way for them to tell you that it actually is. That's just more of the propaganda machine, because they don't know what the air is doing, okay? Or what the effects are going to be, long-term effects of the water, you see. East Palestine resident remain skeptical, okay? It goes in and it says, East Palestine, Ohio, Doug Brayshaw was sitting on his porch when a massive plume of black smoke rose over the site of the Norfolk Southern train derailment like a scene out of a horror movie. Quote, it was like a storm, like a big storm was coming, end quote. Brayshaw said Brayshaw, a truck driver who lives less than 3 miles from the site where Norfolk Southern chose to burn hazardous chemicals to avoid the risk of an explosion. Since then, Brayshaw, 63, has feathered whether his well water is safe. And I believe I mentioned that in that video that I did a few days ago, okay, that it's going to affect the well water for those who have well water, okay, on their property. Because once it seeps into the ground, you can't do anything about it, okay? Some 15 days passed before officials finally arrived at his home Tuesday to test it, but he is going to have to wait even longer before he gets an answer. And that's you know, that's a terrible thing to have to go through, all right? Let's go on here. It says, he said he was told it could take up to 10 days for the results to come back, all right? And that's even if they actually send it out to be tested, okay? Going on, it reads, quote, we're afraid to shower, end quote, said Brayshaw, who has been cooking with bottled water he picked up from an assistance center the rail company set up at a local church. I won't even give my dog drinking water out of my well right now because I'm worried. Okay. East Palestine residents have been on edge since February 3rd, since the February 3rd derailment of a 150-car Norfolk Southern train. The company initiated the controlled burn of vinyl chloride from 5 rail cars on February 6th. Okay, more than 2 weeks later, many East Palestine residents said they remain gripped by fear and anxiety despite assurance by government officials that the air and drinking water are safe. See, there's no way for them to really tell that, okay, if they haven't gotten any results back yet. You see, it's all propaganda. If they came to get results from him 15 days later, right, and then tell them it's going to take another 10 days to get results, where'd they get their results from to tell them that the water and the air is safe? It's bullshit. See? All right, mothers have turned to social media in a desperate attempt to crowdsource tips on how to safeguard their homes. Some have described wiping everything in their homes down with dish soap, throwing out food that was open, and hunting online for the best air purifiers, even though they know such measures might be futile. Okay, so meaning that there's no way to really even guarantee, even if you go through all that your house is not contaminated. What about the walls? What if it's the fumes? All right, the fumes have gone through your venting service in your house, right? What if it's on the walls? It's in the windows, okay, or on the windows. You see, when you have stuff like that, you know, those chemical compounds, all right, when they get broken down, they still exist. Okay. Quote, mentally, I'm exhausted, said Ashley Floor, 31, one of the women who have documented their struggles on a Facebook group for East Palestine residents. In some cases, assistance provided by Norfolk Southern has raised more questions for residents. The company says it has distributed more than 100 air purifiers to residents, but according to experts, common consumer air purifiers are ineffective against compounds. Right, see, like vinyl chloride. That's what I'm saying. Once if it breaks down, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, that the compound still exists, so it'll get into your walls. It'll get on the side of your house. It'll be on the doorknob. Those air filters are not going to be good enough. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else can we get out of this? Let's look at this cleanup right here. It says when a local company announced that it had acquired the home cleanup contract from Norfolk Southern for residents who live within the evacuation zone, she jumped at the chance and signed up for what she thought was going to be a home cleanup. Okay. And see, this is all just for eye service. You know, when these companies do all of this, they're trying to make the people feel comforted about what they're going to actually have to live with down the road. Okay. And it's a term used called mitigation. Okay, and they're trying to show that they're making an effort to make things better, because this is definitely going to be a class action lawsuit down the road. Okay, so going on, it says what she got was a fogging. She said a man from the cleaning company knocked on the door, didn't take his shoes off, and then proceeded to spray down her home with a disinfectant and odor neutralizer. They didn't even bring a rag in with them, she said. See? It's all for show, okay? Because ultimately they know that they're going to have to pay out millions and millions of dollars, okay? But the problem with that is whoever or whatever the law firm is, okay, they're going to take a great big chunk of that, okay, 40% of it at the minimum, you see. So anyway, let's get a couple of scriptures, all right? So because we know that in this day and time, terrible things are going to happen on the earth, okay, as prophesied through the scriptures, Salakia. Okay, and there's no getting around that, but this is all being done on Esau's watch, you see. Matter of fact, let me go to Salakia. Where do I want to start here? Let's just go right here to Isaiah 24. We jump in right at the top, all right? It says, judgment on the earth. And it reads, behold, the Lord Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, so with the buyer, so with the seller, and with the lender, so with the borrower, so with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, and the Lord has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. You got these real haughty people known as the Edomites who are filled with pride. Okay? The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Okay? Let's go on a little bit. The new wine mourneth and Salakia. The new wine mourneth, the vine languoreth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets cease, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Okay? Now, the mirth is gone out of Babylon the Great, right? And even in other parts of the earth is mourning, okay? And who's in charge right now? The wicked is in charge, that's bringing all of this destruction, right? Really, it's the Most High, we know that, but these are the ones that he's got in charge right now. And it's happening on their watch, right? And this is why the people of the other nations are going to hate this place. And they're going to hate Esau, Edom, because they're sitting in that king, that rulership seat, you know, via Babylon the Great, all right, the USA, okay. Slakia, verse 11, there is a crying from wine in the street, all joy is darkened and mirth of the land is gone. Right, there's no more happiness here, you see, there's no more joy, though you got people who are still trying to, quote unquote, live their best life and enjoy themselves. You know, look at the destruction that's going on in the earth. All right. There's no way to get around it. Okay, this place is done. It's utterly destroyed and done. All right, in the spiritual sense, but you're seeing it play out now. Okay. This is Isaiah 54:16. It reads, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Okay, ultimately speaking of these people who have created the nuclear weapons and bombs and ICBM missiles. Okay, but these same people, you have a lower level of them who are also destroying on a lower level, okay, who are disrupting the food chain, right, who are killing the animals, right? The earth is mourning, right? Through their what? Through their wickedness of poison in the air, chemtrails, right? Now you got a rash of derailments that's spilling out all kinds of chemicals, killing the fish in the rivers and streams, right? Will ultimately lead to killing of sea life in the oceans, okay? Verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, Yahweh, and his righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, right? The elect, Lord willing, we're part of it. The Lord will protect us as we come into these deeper times, all right, towards the end, okay? Let's see if we can maybe get one more. Let's go over here to 2nd Ezra 16. We'll read from the top here, just go down a few verses. We'll see where we stop. All right, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up your loins, Salakia. Oh, boy. It's always something. Let's see if we can get it back. It's always something. I don't know if I say 15 or 16. Okay, let's try and phone is acting crazy now. It says Syria can't open it. Okay, well, how you like that? Okay, it's just Satan trying to keep it from coming out. Let's go to this one here and see if it'll come up. This one may flip out on me too for some reason. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so with that, anyway, you get hopefully you get the point. Okay. Somehow that connection went out. All right, but anyhow, with this article here, we see that these people, just because the derailment is over and the fire is put out, they have a long road ahead of them. All right, in terms of trying to get their lives back on track and still live in those houses where they are. Okay, because after this, now you have to be concerned with health issues, okay? That's going to be the next thing up for these people, all right? Because there's no telling what health conditions may come of this, all right? So anyway, that should be it. That's good enough as a follow-up to the last video I did on this, okay? So the earth is in the hands of the wicked, and we see what's happening on their watch, okay? And we keep our eyes peeled on the news to see what other developments are going on around the world. This whole thing with Putin, okay, and derailments continuing on, okay? So we're just hastening the time of our Lord to come and deliver us out of this place, all right? So with that, I'll end the lesson right there. All right, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I'll see you all on the next one. Shalom.